Now then, people, it's Joe, Leeds TV, of course, Conor as well. Thought we'd switch it up for you this morning. Obviously, games are coming thick and fast. It's going to be a busy time. We've got work. You've got work. So we just want to keep as much content coming as possible. Rather than send you out 3 separate videos on a Monday, let's just condense it and have a chat together about the upcoming game against Luton. But first of all, let's just briefly, let's look for 3 words, Conor, just to sum up that beautiful performance on Saturday.
Oh God.
I put you under pressure. Sorry.
Perfection. Yeah, just fucking good. I was going to try and do like some like little bit of alliteration and put perfection, some at Pablo, but I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah. Just how good was that though, mate? It was unreal, wasn't it? You know.
Wow. Can I just say, unbelievable already. There is 104 of you watching at 11 a.m. You get no fans like this fan base. Thank you so much. That is ridiculous. So I'm getting some people in the comments saying, Conor, you just got out of bed and looking handsome, Conor, mate. So I don't know whether or not they're taking the piss. But yeah, no, mate. On the performance, really, really good. I mean, I said to you, didn't I? We saw all sides of Leeds. First half, make no bones about it, mate. We were naffed off, weren't we? Me and you watching the watch along. And you know, the second half came on. I'll hold my hands up. Alioski was coming on, and I thought, oh God, here we go. I think he's more. Me and you have said, Joe. Like, I think he's more defensive, and I didn't think he was maybe up to the standard of Fulham's right hand side. So I was completely wrong, and I am most of the time. But yeah, mate, that second half with Pablo Hernandez, it was just this show, wasn't it?
Yeah, unreal, mate. You know, yeah, it was so funny. I don't know if you managed to catch it. I felt bad afterwards, but I was like, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank must be smoking crack because he basically said, oh yeah, it was just a normal ball over the top. I was like, what? Like, no, I mean, he said a few other things, but I mean, Pablo Hernandez, he's got his back to Jack Harrison. I mean, it was just absolutely unreal, and hearing people wax lyrical, you know, the second tier, and just how beautiful social media becomes as well as a Leeds United fan. I mean, even the club itself absolutely schooling Fulham from a social media standpoint as well, with the scripted and patterned play that Parker spoke about. And big thanks to everyone that watches the channel. Like Connor's just mentioned, 140 odd people watching. You know, we almost peaked at like 25,000 views over the weekend, and what it's been, you know, almost not even 2 days. It's absolutely huge, and just massive thank you from us to you guys. It's absolutely immense. So thank you. And Louis White's just put hard fought 1-0 win for Leeds tomorrow with Bamford scoring. That Connor's just put that on the screen. Thank you for that. But what we will do is just have a look at Luton. Look, it could go one or two ways for me. Luton could nick one, or we could batter them. Do you know what I mean? But I will just go through a few things for you. Of course, Nathan Jones back at the helm. We know Nathan Jones pretty well. Obviously, during his time at Stoke, when he initially came in, he only won 3 matches as Stoke boss in that first season, and one of them being Leeds United. But Stoke away this season, I remember being in Blackpool. I was on holiday with my family, and I remember ringing Conor. I don't know if you remember, mate. I was sat on Blackpool beach, and we just battered Stoke 3-0, and Nathan Jones was in charge of that game, and we were unreal that day. And you know, so there's 2 sides to Nathan Jones there. It's been muted that he likes to play the diamonds. It's the Nathan Jones kind of way. How do you? I mean, look, they've come back. He's back in charge. 2 games. They picked up 4 points. They got a point away at Preston North End, who were 6 at the time. You know, challenging for playoffs. They've then gone away to Swansea, who we remember battered Borough, and they've got a 1-0 win. You know, so 4 points in 2 games since Jones has been back in. Undefeated in 5. Back off the foot of the table. how do you see it going, mate? You know, hearing that, what does it make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, they've turned it around, mate, completely. I think it's one loss in 9, which is ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's unbelievable form in the Championship. Yeah, it's been a complete transformation, and I think they're a good side. You know, Harry Cornick, James Collins going forward, danger men, really like decent players on the break and good strikers. And you know, you forget, you know. These players are going to turn up against us, mate. As much as I hate to say it, you know, a lot of teams just decide to turn up against Leeds. You know, and we know that. We've known that for years now. Izzy Brown coming back, he'll notoriously have a decent game against us, like he did down there. And you know, you look at our performance down there, mate. It wasn't great. I mean, it was all right. But I think we'll get the job done. I think we'll have too much quality for them. But I think I can't see it being an absolute walkover. I really can't.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, mate. I mean, the way I see it is a bit like Cardiff without having the talent that they do. They're just going to sit in and wait for us to make mistakes. And like you said, the likes of Cornick and Collins on the break, if they can get them away. You've mentioned Izzy Brown. Of course, it didn't go great for him at Leeds United, but 7 assists this season for Luton. He's going to want to have a good game, of course, and he'll be up for the challenge of playing up against KP, etc. They've got Carter Vickers as well, that's in centre back on loan from Spurs. You know,
he was at Swansea last year, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, I believe so, mate. And listen, it's going to be a tough test. I genuinely believe that. I think with Leeds United, as always, mate, the first goal's so important.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if Luton were to nick one and go in front, you know that Nathan Jones is then just going to try shut up shop. I think you know it's going to be one of them that they are hard to break down. But look, away from home, they ain't great. You know, bottom of the away form table. But we've been here before. You know, I remember mentioning this.
I think Wigan had won about one game in about 4 years, haven't they, before they get well and road?
Yeah. So that's something we need to be wary of. But ultimately, like you said on the live stream, like people continue to say, we need to win this game if we're to go. You know, we have to win it. You know,
no excuses.
No excuses. Because if you look at other teams on previous seasons. They're at home against, they wipe them, they beat them comfortably, you know, Wolves or whatever it may be, who are going up, they just beat them comfortably, there you go, you know, Luton are coming, it's a bit of a free hit, you know, they've still got, I think, Hull, I think they might have Huddersfield, they've still got teams down there left to play, you know, how good is it to see Huddersfield and Hull, mate, you know, Huddersfield in the relegation zone, Hull just above, you know, so I hope Luton do go on a run after playing us and get them 2 down. I mean, you could have Barnsley, Hull, and Huddersfield all going down and Leeds going up to the Prem. So I mean, that'd be quite sweet, wouldn't it, mate?
Yeah. But I think it's a really good point with you know, just this DO3s, but massive potential banana skin tomorrow. They'll be fighting for their lives now that they've got a chance of escaping relegation. We need to bring our A game tomorrow, otherwise we'll struggle. I think. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely these games are not going to be easy. Like I think we've spoken about, haven't we, Joe? Like I'm saying, if you had Wigan, Luton, Barnsley, Charlton, which you know, aside from Wigan, we have. I mean, they're not going to be easy games. But if we go into the Premier League, I couldn't care less about how much fight they've got. We've got the quality. We've also got the fight, bear in mind. We've got the experience of this side of the season now from last year. We've got to get it done. We can't, I mean, I don't know what I'd rather have. Would you rather have Fulham's fixtures of everyone in and around you or would you rather have, you know, this? I'd definitely rather have this for me.
Yeah, of course. And listen, you may find as well, Conor, that the likes of Charlton, etc., I mean, they could be well out of it before we come to play them, and they might not have much to play for, you know. But I do hear you. And look, when you look at it, you know they've got Cornick fast on the break. I mean, Izzy Brown's a threat, but I mean, if you compare it with what Leeds United have got, we should be beating them. We should be beating them well, mate. Come on.
Is it going to be sort of? Do you think it could be a bit of a different game in terms of, like you just said, it could be a Cardiff scenario where you're getting Luton holding firm, waiting for that counter attack with Harry Conor, Izzy Brown, James Collins, waiting. Leeds potentially make a mistake. Is that gonna be problematic for Leeds? And that's why what you've said earlier, Joe, I completely agree. Getting that early goal is key.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just to say, I know obviously the Swansea game, they come away with 3 points, but Swansea did have a man sent off, if you remember. I mean, it was like Fight Club this weekend in the Championship. There was bitch slaps and all sorts getting laid out. It was quite funny to see Tom Lawrence get a bit of a slap around the face, if I'm honest. But and there was a punch thrown in the Swansea game. I forget the lad's name now. But I mean, I've just been listening there and to a Luton fan, and even against Preston North End, when they did get a point, I think it was Callum McManaman off the bench. They got a goal in the 87th minute, and it was their first and only shot in that game. You know what I mean? So if we can limit them to that, you know what I mean? Like, and if you'd fancy us to we've got to win the game, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, no excuses. I mean, of course, I seen on Twitter our good friend Oscar Marriot. Is there going to be a switch of lineup, do you think? Because, of course, Luton play two up top. Now, normally when we're up against a team that play two up top, Bielsa likes to play three in the centre-back position. So could we see, the 3-3-1-3? Would that mean Ayling would come in the three and maybe Dallas goes right, Alioski comes in at left-back, or maybe Douglas, and we keep Alioski at left and keep Harrison on right, depending. I mean, how do you see that going? Because for me, I would want the same lineup that ended the game against Fulham. But I just think he could switch it up a little bit. How do you see the lineup coming out tomorrow?
No, bang on, mate. I think he could switch it up. I don't think. But then again, are you going to start Alioski, for example, on that left? If we are playing the 4-1-4-1, would you start Alioski on that left? Or would you start sort of, is it going to be the same case as the other day? Are you going to start Costa again? Because a lot of people are calling for Alioski to start that game. But Joe, I think that he'll stick with it. I think he'll stick with the exact same lineup. Again, you can't change a winning team and all that. I just pray that, not because Tyler's not good enough, or, my thoughts, mate, I'd start him up front. But I worry that he's going to start with Roberts there. But maybe, Joe, what I always think with Luton and what I think with other teams is Bielsa reacts to their lineup. So we might have the 3-3-1-3, but it all depends on how they line up. Are they going to come and cause Leeds a bit of a surprise in the lineup? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I do think they'll go two up top. I was listening there, and the diamond is where they like, how now Nathan Jones likes to play it, but the fullbacks ain't the greatest. I think Craney and stuff, so they're not that good going forward. It'll be interesting. So maybe, he might not go that way. He might just want to get, 11 men behind the ball, you know what I mean? And like Cardiff, just wait for mistakes. But the 3-3-1-3 does interest me. And if that means, if we were to go that way, maybe you switch it up. But ideally, for me, I would just say, start with the lineup that ended the game. I don't want to be. You don't want to be switching it up too much, do you? Especially at this stage of the season. Yeah, of course. And I just think we need. But then, do we need to manage Pablo as well? Do you know what I mean? Because does Bielsa look at a game like Luton and think, Robertson have more of an impact on it? Of course, we forget, Craney's considered one of the best, attacking midfielders, number 10s in the division, although he was kept quiet and hasn't been great under Parker. I think it's more a case of Parker stifling him. But, that midfield three that Roberts was up against is top level pros at this level, you know what I mean? True. Arter. Maybe he gets a bit more joy against Luton, and therefore you can, because we do need to manage Pablo, definitely, because the last thing we want
well, especially, mate, if they're playing two up top, then it's going to leave us with more in midfield as well. We're going to be able to match up with them. The problem with Fulham was, I think Fulham was sort of playing a 3 but a 5, like they drop into a 5. So Harrison Reed was always that spare man, whereas now Roberts is it's gonna be a lot more. He's gonna be a lot more able to free up there. I mean, in your mind, does Bamford still start ahead of Roberts? I'm not saying what you'd rather, mate, but do you think realistic wise he's going to start Bamford?
Yeah, I do. I do think he'll start him. Yeah, and listen, he didn't have a great performance in that first half, but he fucking took his finish well.
Did.
Do you know what I mean? Definitely. I think too much has been made of the old texting thing. I thought that was...
yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Who gives a bollock?
Yeah, I genuinely asked. Like, I was like, I'm not bothered. Like, you know, and I, to be honest, I watched the Sky back, and also I think Andy Hinchcliffe was mentioning it. Obviously, we don't get the sound. I think too much has been made of that. Yeah, I mean, Paddy will start, I think.
I think he was watching our watch along, wasn't he?
Yeah. Someone actually said on Twitter, didn't he? He was uploading that Pablo pass to porno.
But yeah, mate, just Daz, all Leeds aren't we here, donating a £5. Daz, you absolute champion. Thank you so much for that. We can't sleep on Luton. Reading need to do Brentford. Make that gap to third, 11 points. Cheers for the contents, boys. Marching on together. All Leeds aren't we? 2-0. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be ideal if Reading could sneak a little 2-1, hold on, and get a 2-1, and then, you know, we go away to Blackburn and a point to do. I mean, we're only focusing on a game at a time. Yeah. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I said, and I've said it in the group chat. I think Brentford will get beat by Reading. I genuinely do, because it's the championship. You know, it's absolutely the championship that they'd come back, get 2 huge results. They'll go down to Reading and they'll get beat by a Puskas 1-0. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the championship. And as well, mate. Like, let's not pretend that Brentford and I could, you know, this could be clipped up at the end and it could happen, but there is no chance Brentford are going to win 7 games out of 7, or actually it would be 9 games out of 9. They'd have a 100% record. There's teams fighting who they're playing. You know, there's quality within the teams that they are playing. There's absolutely no chance they're going to win 9 games out of 9 or 7 out of 7 as it is right now. So they will slip up. And a game like Reading, or a game like they've still got Wigan to play at home, you know, I would not want to be playing Wigan right now, top of the form table, smoking teams at the minute. Yeah, no, you're right, mate. And, you know, there's a long way still to go, isn't there? You know, it'd be interesting. I think it's quite interesting. You know, I want to get promotion, you know, sealed so that I can enjoy the race for the top 6 and enjoy the race for relegation, because that's where it seems to be happening at the minute. Of course, Derby flying. You know, we did a video weeks back, and
mate, I'm gonna get clipped up for that, aren't I?
It did get clipped up, didn't it? It did get clipped up. Someone saying this was brilliant, but then of course it could come back to bite us. But
we've got Joe. We've got Tykes TV. We've done a collab with Tykes TV before. Barnsley channel. Need you to win for our sakes, boys. What do you think on Barnsley's chances of staying up? Even just briefly touching on it, Joe, because obviously we're doing this preview. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'd like Barnsley to stay up. I don't mind it. You know, I said earlier it'd be quite the feat for the likes of Barnsley, Hull, and Huddersfield to go down. It'd be quite enjoyable as a Leeds United fan. But you know, I don't mind Barnsley all that much.
Must be paining though, mustn't it? It must be hurting teams like Barnsley, Huddersfield, Hull, dirty, horrible Leeds.
Yeah, I just wish that Warnock wouldn't have gone in at Borough, so that it would have been, because I genuinely feel that it could have been Hull, Huddersfield and Borough. I mean, that would have just been perfection.
That would have been brilliant.
And just getting promoted. I mean, God definitely is a Leeds United fan, I think, at the minute. But, yeah, good luck, Barnsley. I hope you do it, like I say, pull the likes of Huddersfield and Hull further down. And they're doing all right, though. They're picking up points, right? And that's the division. It always happens, doesn't it? Especially at the end, teams fighting for their life. And that's why, you know, when I look, I'm so sort of glad that Charlton are doing as well as they are. Because I think when we get to that home game, hopefully it's tied up by then, bro. But you look at that and think, look, Charlton could be mid-table by then, the way they're going. And then, you know, we'll be all right. You know, we've mentioned before about winning it away at Derby. I look at Derby now and I think, fucking hell, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because they're going to be still well within a shout of that top 6, the likes of Cardiff, etc. And it just sort of shows you as well that, you know, that result last week against Cardiff weren't so bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all got a little bit carried away, didn't we? But, you know, Fulham Saturday, as good as it was, will count for shit if we can't put away Luton at home tomorrow night. And we have to do that, man, don't we?
Well, we've done that before. Where I think it was last year when we played Wednesday, didn't we? I think we beat them 1-0, and we were there, weren't we? It was delirium. Everyone was buzzing. Leeds are going up. And I think that the next result we had, because we were so inconsistent, might have even been Wigan. I can't remember who it was, but obviously Wednesday were absolutely flying under Bruce back then, not conceding goals. And I think Jack Harrison scored. So it was one of those games where, you know, we do so well. And then the next game after that, we get back to poor standards, which we're not used to. So, yeah, that is pivotal, mate. It's just consistency, isn't it? It is consistency that we need, really, right now. And you know, some of the lads putting in the comment section there, 10 men Wigan, it was last year, you know. So, and it's consistency with Leeds. It's not playing Luton and drawing or losing. It's going, putting a statement out, beating Luton, going to Blackburn, beating Blackburn. And why can't we do this? You know, Blackburn shouldn't be getting a result against this Leeds United side. We're top of the division for a reason. And it's interesting what this Jack Hunt has just said. Yous will be too much for Luton. They put all their effort into Swansea. Very least would be a draw. But as long as you avoid defeats, you're going up.
You're all right, but yeah, I think Conor's just having an issue with his camera. He'll be with us in a second. But yeah, no, I agree with that, Jack. You know, it is quite to go away to Swansea. You put all your effort in, you get a result, you win the game 1-0. You then have to come in all the way up to Ellen Road. You know,
it's a massive trip for him as well, mate. Yeah. You know, they're going from Wales all the way up to Leeds in the space of a day, really, aren't they?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly. From the arse end of the UK to God's own country, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, listen, it'll be tough for them. But the thing that worries me is it's a free hit, isn't it? Because they're not expected to get anything. They've got fixtures left where they'll be well up for, but, you know, teams down there with them. So it's a bit of a free hit. Leeds need to not be complacent after a fantastic result on Saturday. We need to go into the game with the same sort of attitude. We need to get the first goal, have to get the first goal. And if we can get it early, you know, within that first 10, 15 minutes, like we did against Hull at Huddersfield and against Fulham, then I'd be thinking, you know, we could 2, 3, possibly even 4 if we get an early goal, genuinely.
They'll have to come at us, won't they?
Yeah. The longer it stays 0-0, the more I think, fucking hell, could it be? And it's like, it'll either be Leeds will beat them and beat them well, or Luton will nick one and shut up shop. You know what I mean? And Nathan Jones will have another picture of his excellent win at Ellen Road like he did at Stoke. Yeah. So... But yeah, what score predictions, mate? And then we'll go to some questions on the floor before I have to head out to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a tight one, mate. I think we'll beat them 1-0.
Okay. And I'm gonna stick my neck out and say it's gonna be 3. I think we hopefully we'll get one early, and if we do, then you know the world's our oyster in that respect. Fingers crossed. Let us know your score predictions in the comments. And if you've got any questions, we'll get them answered. Of course, Barker says Luton does scare me. He has visions of an Izzy Brown winner, mate. How would that go down? Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be ideal, would it? But I mean, I think they'll come strong, and they've got quality. They have got quality in that side. You talk about Izzy Brown. I mean, he is a good player. And Leeds just. You know, we've seen it at Cardiff. We've seen it in previous games as well. We just can't approach the game. Sometimes I feel our first halves are a little bit lackadaisical, a bit lethargic. I think if we just off it for a moment, we'll like we sort of were against Fulham. You know, we got the goal early. We were clinical, which was weird. Yeah. You know, that was strange. But if we do that, then if that early goal within 10 minutes, I just can't see where they're going to come back because. They're going to be coming at us. They're going to be exposed. But the longer it goes 0-0, that's when we'll start to worry.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to agree with that. I think, listen, but I think it was Bamford. He got 2 goals last time out down there when we played them at Kenilworth Road. I think he gave it the whole shush, if I remember rightly, to the Luton fans, being a bit of a shit house. But listen, I thought he took his finish well on Saturday, and if he is going to lead the line, I mean, I'd much favour him against a Luton back 4 as opposed to Saturdays. When we were resorted to humping it long, he had no chance, and that's why we made the tactical changes. But do you think as well, and someone else messaged me about this, and I think it's bang on actually, do you not think Bielsa's game management has come on massively for another year in the Championship? The likes, making them tactical changes, bringing on a Pablo, then taking him back out. I just think maybe last season he doesn't make the changes that he did. I don't know how you feel about that, buddy.
Yeah, let's be right. 14 games. If he completes the next 14 games, this has been his longest term as a manager at one club, which is mental.
Wow.
It's mental. He's never had this period at a club if he gets in the next 14 games. So he'll have learned a lot, mate. He'll have learned a hell of a lot, especially with this league. I'd probably say it's been the hardest league he's been in his managerial career. It's a horrible league. But yeah, he had to adapt, mate. That first year, he'll have learned more probably than he has done in his entire career in this division for me. So yeah, 100%, and it has come on. I thought, I don't know. I guess we weren't winning the game against Cardiff, but I know we did question his tactical decisions against Cardiff. I know we did that as a channel, really, but I think when we're managing the game, like we're 1-0 up early, he's very good at sort of dictating who's going to play, who's going to come on, who's going to come off, where do we need to exploit them on the wings. And even Douglas came on and he came on in his normal 75th, 80th minute, and he just looked a lot more composed. Maybe that's because we were winning. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose it is easy for me to wax lyrical on Bielsa after we've won and maybe not the same against after we've lost. But, I was listening to the Square Ball pod and they made a brilliant point. I think it was said, Parker probably went in at half-time and says to the Fulham team, more of the same, lads, more of the same. As opposed to Bielsa, who's going to go, right, this is what we're going to do to rectify it. And then Parker was reactive to that as opposed to preempting what Bielsa might do. Do you know what I mean? So like you say, bang on there. He's well ahead of the curve with that sort of stuff.
But yeah, I think I mean, get your comments in, guys. What else do you think? We've been asked the question about Mitrovic and if we've heard anything on the ban. We've not heard anything yet, but I did see at the weekend that he was being investigated by the FA, which is.
I think on that, Conor, I do think. So I think it was Bertrand Cross had put out that he possibly could face a longer ban due to the fact of previous. He's got previous for this whilst in the division. So apparently, it could turn out. I mean, that he'll get longer. And I mean, where's Fulham's goals going to come from without Mitrovic? Is there a chance they might not even cling into the bloody playoffs, man? You never know, do you?
I think it's a really good point, and I think it's unbelievable how he did that within 2 minutes. And Ben White genuinely, even over the 2 games, even down at Craven Cottage, I don't remember Mitrovic having a sniff. He scored the penalty, which barely went in, by the way. It was in off the post. And he had nothing else. He had nothing. So Ben White has literally pocketed him, and he doesn't like it. He does not like it, you can tell. So, yeah, really interesting stuff, mate. But, yeah, they could. You look at Derby, Swansea, Cardiff, all playing well outside the playoffs. So,
For everyone as well in the comments on about tomorrow's game, just so you are aware, it is only available on LU TV. Lucky enough, we have details for LU TV going to the games, being season ticket holders. We have that. So what will happen is we will have that up on our laptops and we'll be doing a watch along. So if you don't have the opportunity to watch the game, you know where to keep it locked because we'll be going live probably, 7:15, 7:30-ish, maybe 15 minutes, half an hour before kickoff, giving you a little bit of live chat. And then, of course, we'll we'll do a watch along. And I believe Tash and Oscar and Jack, of course, will be joining us for that one. So fingers crossed for that. So, you know, I guess we'll end it there, bro. I know it wasn't a massive one, but, you know, it's going to be quick. It's going to be fast and fast pace. So, yeah, is there anything you want to add, mate, before we do finish?
Yeah, just make sure you join along, guys. And you know, the watch-alongs have been getting ridiculous views. So I know a lot of you are really enjoying them. If you want, what we can do is start to clip out the best bits of our watch along and put that on as a separate video. I know a lot of you are enjoying our reactions. So we can clip that up and put that on as a separate video as well, just to add to the content. But yeah, we will not be showing the actual game on the watch along, which I think some of you think that we do. We don't do that because that's copyrighted and we get in big trouble. But yeah, we will be watching LUTV. You can watch our reactions. Me and Joe and all the gang will do our best to sort of do a bit of radio commentary along with what's going on.
I mean, as much as I love Bryn Law and Ben Parker, our commentary will be 10 times better, guys. So make sure you get it on LUTV, give your money to the club, mute the lads, and watch your boys. Is basically what I'm saying. All right.
Yeah, you get to watch a load of psychotic Leeds fans' reactions. So yeah, I mean, my rail's knackered after the other day, mate. I can't get it back together anymore. So I don't know what happened then. Yeah, Mrs. was fuming. But yeah, thank you all for watching. 345 of you. Ridiculous support. Ridiculous. What is it? Is it 11:30? Thank you so much from around the world, Leeds fans. We know they are from Australia, Iceland, Norway, wherever. We know India I've just seen as well. So thank you so much. And slap a like on the video, and we're going to get the win.
Should we finish with a don't you know? Come on, Conor.
Oh, mate, mine got copyrighted. We had to take it off. Yeah, so all of you, if you see me weirdly dance at the start of my match review, we had End or Pump It Up there, but we had to take it out because it got copyrighted. But yeah, all the best, mate, and have a good day. And all you guys, have a good one.
See you tomorrow, folks. Bye now.